welcome to another video on Giles' Life of Cars, and this is another featuring your cars video in the series. I've had a lot more responses than I thought I would get, so I'm just working through this as quickly as I can, well as soon as I can, to get these filmed and uploaded. So just on to the next one here. So thank you for everyone that's emailed me and messaged me with pictures and just stories of your cars. It is appreciated, and just wanted to just obviously let you know that it's all appreciated, and just I'm enjoying filming the series here. So again, if you do want your car featured, it doesn't have to be a Focus or anything. It can be anything that's I can do a feature on your car on, whether it's a classic or modern classic. Probably only thing I'd say is just it's best to feature anything. It's just anything like up to like 2015 or odd, so something like that. Just no SUVs or crossovers. That's just probably just the only rule I'll put down there. No SUVs or crossovers. Probably nothing post 2020. So anything pre 2020 and that isn't an SUV or crossover, do feel free to email me pictures and just stories of your car, and I can do a video on it. So that's if you want to. But anyway, the car we're looking at today is again another good friend of mine from the Mk1 Focus Preservation Club, Dave. You know who you are, Dave, and we're looking at his Silver Focus out from 2001. So yeah, I'm gonna again just read out what he sent to me and just put a little bit of my own commentary on it. So, and also just show pictures along the way. So yeah, let's get into it. So just looking at Dave's message here. So he's got this lovely 2001 51 plate silver edition Ford Focus Silver. It does look really nice in these pictures. So it's a 3-door, and say the silver editions, it came with these like special edition wheels that were 3x2 spoke alloy wheels that were fitted on many special editions, like the black edition, the Ellie, Ebony, Chick. The list goes on. I'll probably name quite a few. That's just to name a few examples here, but this is the silver edition in this machine silver paintwork. It's not quite the same moon dust silver of Kieran's that we saw in my previous video. This is like a darker, more grey kind of silver, and it was introduced on this special edition model, and it was then basically became available as a standard colour for the rest of Mark 1 production, like up until 2005. Looking at these pictures here, it does look really lovely. So I'll go into the message here just about the story of this car now. So Dave says he bought the car back in lockdown back at end of 2019. They said a guy delivered it from Sheffield on a trailer, and he bought it for £700. He's had it a few years, and my previous owner, I think, just had it a couple of years and decided to sell it. So obviously Dave, in fact no, let me rephrase it. He said he had it a couple of years and then decided to sell it. So he owned it once, and that's the first time he owned it. And then about a month later, after Dave sold it, he got a message from the guy who bought it off Dave saying the engine is knocking, but it just says who bought it off, the guy who bought it off Dave drove it like a typical boy racer, absolutely ragged it to death, and basically the bottom end of the engine went. So the engine ended up being scrapped. Like it was just basically being run into the ground by the sounds of it, which I think is probably sad. It's sad that I think a lot of Mark 1s ended up going that way. So they were just ragged and not maintained properly. Yeah, but I think hopefully we're past that stage now, and just the cars are going to be in the enthusiast hands, and they're going to be well looked after and restored, maintained, and just given like a from not a full rebuild, but most of them probably have mini rebuilds, I should say. So yeah, so Dave said to the guy, don't scrap the car, and he said he'll buy it back off him, which he did. So yeah, so Dave bought it back off the guy he sold it to. So he said he called his sister and her husband, and they towed the car back to his unit where it sat for 3 years, getting a full underside restoration plus a second-hand engine which was donated to him by his cousin. And she said that his cousin actually gave him the whole car and just gave her like the scrap value money, so obviously a donor car basically, like for whatever parts you needed, which is a nice thing to do. And I think at that time, probably when you first bought it, obviously it were 2019, the car Mk1 Focus was still going through the Bangonomics stage where they were just being bought for cheap and just running to the ground, which is obviously what the guy that bought it off you was trying to do, were basically doing. So but yeah, so he said Dave then adds he never intended on doing a full restoration. He just intended to sort the engine, a few suspension parts, and get it back on the road. Okay, which is fair enough. But he then adds, unfortunately, in the second year of the restoration, his dad passed away due to a short battle of cancer. I'm sorry to hear that, and it's obviously that would have been a very tough time for you. I can't say I understand. I've not known many people that have died of cancer in my family, but I know what it's like to lose a loved one and how tough the times are. And yeah, just sorry that obviously that happened at that time. So he says to keep his mind off things, he dove into the car and just do a bit of further work into it. So said whilst he had the engine out, he decided to spray and tidy up the engine bay. I've seen some of the videos that, again, Andrew from the Mk1 Preservation Club, that the founder, is done on his channel. Yeah, and say at that time, like, you were doing like a lot of thorough work, and I think I commented on some of his videos, so like, what a great job that you were doing. So yeah, great thorough job. So yeah, so I'm not surprised he decided to do that, and I guess it was kind of a distraction and all that, take your mind off things, as you say, so don't blame you. And he also adds that he's bought all new suspension and give it the new front and rear subframes and so on, so like full-on suspension work. Yeah, so yeah, that basically I'd class it as like a really big restoration. So what you ended up doing, so fair play to you. And if you enjoyed doing it, which was the main thing, but obviously I understand there would have been challenges with any kind of like restoration, like things going wrong, bolts seizing, things like that just can be like frustrating. But so say I've seen some of the videos and the pictures here, so some of the ones you sent, and it's see the work you've done is like really great, and I think you've even done some of the really good work on the interior, which I'll put up on the screen here, like of the inside fronts. Obviously these lovely leather, I think the Recaro seats, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment here. So they look really nice here, these seats, and yeah, just in these pictures I'll be putting up on screen as we go along. And as I said, these wheels, these 3x2 spoke alloy wheels, and say they look really nice. So, well, they're not my cup of tea, but I say they're in really nice condition, and on this special edition, I suppose they do suit it. So, but it just goes on to say, Dave, that the car's been a fantastic project, and he's actually surprised himself of what he's been able to achieve. And he said that his family has also been surprised, and then he adds on he plans to keep this car forever as his forever car, and just says when his time comes, he's intended to pass it on to his sons, who will hopefully enjoy it as much as he did, which is well done and fair play to you. So yeah, that is a really nice story and all that, and obviously it's one that you're not going to sell and all that, which is really, again, really nice to hear and everything. And I say it's all a really good thing that you've done there, and all the work you've done has turned out a fantastic car, which I say, which are on further pictures I'll put on screen. See here under the engine bay, it's basically like a brand new Mk1 Focus, really, looking at that. Obviously, you've done a really good job there, obviously, all the work done, and I think obviously, from what I remember from the Andrews videos, it's obviously a brand new engine, obviously you've had the new belts and all that done on it, and yeah, it's all a really thorough job. Yeah, it's really impressive there. Yep, another picture of the interior here, like this really nice leather steering wheel with the earlier steering wheel with a smaller badge. Yeah, and obviously you've got the Ford badge down underneath the front, the fascia. This special gear knob, obviously that's painted silver. Yeah, just another view from like further back. So you've fitted on like the Focus logo and special edition on the dashboard, which is nice, and unless that special edition was fitted as standard on the silver editions, I say I'm not an expert on them, but say it does look all fantastic there. So, and getting another picture up here again, this picture taken outside of the motorist of the, which is a meet I obviously went to a few weeks ago. I've done a video on it and I have filmed on Dave's Focus there and featured it there, and yep, that all looks really nice there. That shot of you outside the motorist garage, and yeah, just fantastic photos here. And I'll also put up some further photos out of what I've took, I think, because I've seen your car at Motorist last year. Yeah, the Focus Preservation Club meets at the Motorist in May last year, which we really enjoyed. So yep, it's all very good there. Oh, and just another photo here, that is also fitted a retro fitted car tax sticker on in the windscreen, and it's saying the date that's on the car tax sticker, 11th December 01. That was the car's build date. So yeah, that's very good that obviously you've decided to make the car tax sticker and show what the date it was built. So yeah, say 11th December 2001, so that's when it was built. So say a lot of people do these that fit on retro car tax stickers and to older cars and like classic cars from 60s and 70s, and obviously it's been done on 80s, 90s and 2000s cars. I think it was about 2014 or 15 when the car tax sticker was officially got rid of, and it's all like basically online now. So yeah, that's a very nice touch that you've added to your Focus there, Dave. So again, all very nice pictures you sent, and just thank you for sending me these pictures and the information, Dave. It's all really nice to see, and all the work you've put in has that paid off. And yeah, it's just, I think to say the Mk1 Focus is now it's definitely getting into the stage where it should now be seen as a modern classic. I mean, as I said, the oldest ones from 1998 is like 20, they're like getting to 28 years old this year, and say mine and Kieran's are the youngest at like 21. So they're definitely not young cars anymore, even though the styling of them, the styling of the Mk1 Focus still looks like really modern. Just shows how well it's aged. And if you compare it like with the previous older Fords, like older Escorts, Fiestas, and from like the 80s and 90s, you can tell they're from that era. Obviously it just shows their age, whereas the Focus it doesn't show its age at all. You don't tell its age from like the number plate basically. So yeah, but as I say, it's all nice to see the Mk1 Focus is getting the love and treatment it deserves and being restored and maintained. And your example, Dave, is like just paramount and a fine example of a lot of the hard work that you've put in, and just the fantastic results that come out. So I've loved seeing this at the meets that we've met up at and at your unit. So Yep, well done, and thank you for featuring it. So again, if you want your car featured, it doesn't have to be a Focus or anything like that. It can be anything as long as it's pre-2020 and not an SUV or crossover. So it's like a classic or modern classic of any make. So just not SUV as crossover, as I said. So yep, I will leave that here. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and hopefully I've done your car justice, Dave, and hopefully you like the video I've done on it. So yep, everybody take care, stay safe, and see you for the next one. Bye.